yesterday?
Yeah.
Anything happen exciting, fun, or just another chill day?
Not really.
Chill day. That's good. I like chill days. Buenos dias, James. How are you today? All right, so be thinking about this, you guys, while we wait for everyone to join. So we got to know what it's asking, and then we need to respond in the short date, which means we have to remember what was the short date. Remember that from Monday? Monday seems like ages ago. Yep. Buenos dias, Kamora. Hola, Nikki. So be thinking about what we have up here, you guys, while we wait for everyone to join. A little tricky, that one. Perfect, James. Yay, perfecto. Yep, that's it, Kamora. Buenos dias, Holden. Now you have to respond in the short date, right? Or with a short date. Remember what the short date is. Yay, Holden. Bailey, do you remember? Just pop it in the chat. Buenos dias, Priscilla. Marilisa, buenos dias. Good job, Kamora. So, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? You need to tell me you know what this is asking by responding in with a short form. Yeah. While we wait for everyone. Very good, Marilisa. Good morning, Lay. Good morning, Elizabeth. So in the chat, you guys need to respond to the question in the short form. Buenos dias, Heaven. DK, Carolina, Stacy, Arshas, buenos dias. So, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? We're going to get started here in just a few minutes. I hope you guys had a good day yesterday. Very good, Priscilla. Very good, Elizabeth. Perfecto. I gotta fix my chair. There you go. Feeling tall now. So respond in chat with the short form. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? What was the short form? So short form is in numbers, right? Not words. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? I'm going to start here in just a second, waiting on a couple of folks to log in. Good job. Good job, you guys. You remember. How you doing, Ariana? I know some of you were not in class on Monday, and that's fine. We'll review real quickly today. Buenos dias, Carlin. Remember, we need our cameras. Lay. Aslan, how are you? Did you sneak in on me? Good morning. Buenos dias. So, ¿cuál es la fecha? La fecha, you guys, is the date, right? So, el día would be the day. So, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. El mes is the month. So, that would be like enero, febrero, marzo, etc. But fecha, la fecha, is the date. And we talked about, for those of you who were absent, right? We talked about how in Spanish, we always say, like today is the 10th, right? So in Spanish, we always have to give the day first. We practiced that Monday. Hoy es el 10 de septiembre, right? And you guys see it when I put my background up and I always go through the date, right? So el 10 septiembre or el 10 de septiembre, whichever, okay? So because they say it the 10th of September, right? They'll never say it the other way around, right? They always give the number first, the day, the 10th in this case. So that's how they write it. And we talked about how that's one of the ways that the United States is different from the rest of the planet, right? In that the rest of the planet puts the day first and then the month. And that if we're going to be players in business as adults, we need to be aware of that, right? So we would write the date like you guys have in the chat, 10/9/2025 or 25, but it has to be 10/9 because that's the way it's spoken, right? El 10 de septiembre. So we have to remember that because, you know, like I said, if we have to go to a meeting, we need to make sure that we realize that our meeting is on the 10th of September, right? Not the 9th of October. Okay, so we got to know these things if we're gonna play with the rest of the planet, right? All right, muy bien. Preguntas? If you guys have a question, just pop it in the chat or you can unmute real quick, either which way. Okay, so what are we doing today, clase? Take a look up here. Once again, hoy es miércoles. It's Wednesday, so we have a short class period. El 10 de septiembre, right? And you can see how I have it written here. So what are we doing? Que vamos a hacer? Vamos a repasar el vocabulario del calendario y hacer nuestra tarea. So we're going to review what we did on Monday a little bit with a game. I have a short game. And then I want to make sure that I give you guys time to get any work done or any assignments done. And I've added a couple as well. Okay, so let me ask you real quick. Let's just warm up. So, escúchame, por favor. Let's listen. Clase, ¿Qué día es hoy? First of all, what am I asking? ¿Qué día es hoy? What am I asking, clase? ¿Qué día? What's a día? ¿Qué día es hoy? Very good, Elizabeth. If you know what I'm saying, just pop the answer in the chat in Spanish, right? That's it. Maria Lisa, ¿qué día es hoy? What am I asking you guys? Very good. Very good. Muy bien. Keep it coming. The faster you guys answer, the faster we move, right? ¿Qué día es hoy? So what day is today, clase? What is our day today? It's behind me. I always give you guys clues if you pay attention closely. Clase, hoy es miércoles, right? Hoy es miércoles. Today's Wednesday. Okay, bueno, all right, escuchan. Si hoy es miércoles, si is if, right? Si hoy es miércoles, if today is Wednesday, right? ¿Qué día es mañana? ¿Qué día es mañana? Now what am I asking? What is mañana? Si hoy es miércoles, if today is Wednesday, ¿qué día es mañana? Very good, Stacy. Very good, Heaven. Yep. Kamora, good job. Very good, Marilisa. ¿Qué día es mañana? Well, what does logic tell us, you guys? Si hoy es miércoles, if today is Wednesday, ¿qué día es mañana? Very good, Elizabeth. Very good, Haley. Okay, so clase, what day is tomorrow? ¿Qué día es mañana? Pop it in the chat in Spanish. I'll say it again. Si hoy es miércoles, if today is Wednesday, en español, ¿qué día es mañana? Do we remember? Good, Carlin. What's that day of the week? ¿Qué día es mañana? What's tomorrow, you guys? What's tomorrow in español? What's the day tomorrow? Lunes, martes, miércoles. Ooh, you guys, we're in like week 5 of the school year, right? So think about when I give you the day and the date every day. I'll give you a clue. It starts with the letter J. Very good, Marilisa. Starts with the letter J. Very good, Kamora. ¿Qué día es mañana, clase? What day is tomorrow? Very good, Elizabeth. Jueves. Jueves. Okay. Very good. Very good, Holden. Si hoy es miércoles, if today is Wednesday, mañana es jueves, right? Tomorrow is Thursday. Jueves. Okay, muy bien. All right, one more question. Well, maybe 2, but let's see if we can get this one. Okay. Let's see. ¿Cuándo, with the D, cuándo es tu cumpleaños? ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? What are we asking? What is a cumpleaños? Very good, Heaven. Very good, Melissa. ¿Cuándo es tu, I'm asking you, cumpleaños? Good, Elizabeth. Well, cuando, right, is when. ¿Cuándo es, good, Kimura, tu cumpleaños? What do you think for talking about dates, you guys? It was part of our vocab. When is your, what's a cumpleaños? When is your birthday? Muy bien. Okay, so in the chat, clase, you can write in the short form, but in Spanish, la fecha, the date, la fecha de tu cumpleaños. So in chat, escribe, write, la fecha de tu cumpleaños, of your birthday, in the Spanish way, not in the way we would do it, right? If we're speaking Spanish, we do it the Spanish way. So, ¿cuál es la fecha de tu cumpleaños? Gamora, the Spanish way, right? And you can do it in the short form in the numbers, right? Okay, muy bien. Muy bien, Heaven. Muy bien. Okay, so Marlisa, muy bien. DK, perfecto. So Kimura, is that the 7th of February? Okay. So we would, or this, Muy bien, Heaven. Elizabeth, muy bien. Oh, muy bien, Stacy. Okay, so Carolina, it would be day first, right? In Spanish, el 13 de enero. So 13/12, right? Yep. Dallas, muy bien. All right, you guys. All right, last question. ¿Cuántos with the T? So remember, we're talking about quantity, yeah? ¿Cuántos años tienes? What am I asking you? ¿Cuántos años tienes? Right. Very good, Kamora. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Very good, Marilisa. Remember we talked about, good, Holden. Remember we talked about annual, right? Something that's annual. So what were they talking about? Muy bien. ¿Cuántos años tienes? It was in our vocab. Very good, Marilisa. What are we asking? Gotta start there, right? That's why, you guys, we have to know we have to be able to listen, right? That listening skill is so important, because if we don't know what is being said to us, we can't really answer. Even if we knew the words, right? We wouldn't be able to answer if we don't know what's being said to us. So very good, Stacy. So how old are you? Now, remember what we said about translating things. Oftentimes, you guys, when we go from one language to another, we don't translate like specifically word for word, exactly word for word. Sometimes, because it is another language, we're going to translate idea. Yeah, we're going to translate by idea. So this is one of those examples, right? They're called, I'm going to bore you with the word, but just so you know, they're called idioms. Okay, so an idiom is when something we have to translate it by idea, because it doesn't make sense if we translate it word for word. So, ¿cuántos años tienes? How many years, años, tienes, do you have? How many years do you have? Well, we don't ask it that way in English. That's what makes it an idiom, right? In English, we say, how old are you, right? And then when because in Spanish, they say, how many years do you have? Tienes, do you have? Remember, you guys, we can have all kinds of things. Like I explained on Monday, we can have dogs, cats, shoes, tables, furniture, houses, whatever. We can have all kinds of things, right? So we have to be specific in Spanish. We have to say, tengo 13 años. I'm 13 years old. Or literally what we're saying is, I have, right? Tengo 13 años, years. That word, años, we cannot leave it out. If we're going to speak proper Spanish, we need to understand that we cannot leave out that word, because what we need to say is, I have 13 years, because I can have 13 of anything. Okay, because they use the word have. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. So we have to remember to include that word años, right? And again, we're not, what's the word I'm saying? We're not it's not English, so we're playing by different rules, right? We're playing by a different set of rules. Okay. Bueno, good job, you guys. All right. I'm going to put a link in the chat. We are going to practice these. I want to make sure that we all have time to, work on some assignments and stuff like that. So log in as quickly as you can. Let's see. Let's do, I don't know what that is. Let's just do this one. Aston, what did you want me to say again? I'm sorry. What did you want me to repeat? About the word años. Oh, so click on the link that's in chat, por favor. That's what we're doing. We're practicing. So there are 20 of you. Woo! So I should see 20 people in this practice game today. I got 13 of us. I need 7 more. Six more. Four more. Who's not in? Okay, 3 more people. Let's make sure we're all in. Kari, Heaven, Nikki, Lay. I'm not Heaven and Nikki. I just don't see your Go Guardian screen. Sorry. Oriana, are you in? Okay, here we go. All right, practiquemos. Let's do this. Except I lost my screen. Here it is. Okay. Bueno, here we go. Buena suerte. Good luck. Weaver, Raven Song, and Sprite Crafter. Give it a try. Do your best. Got about a tie for second place. There we go. Dragon Eyes. Pixie Vault. Woo, got a tie. Okay, 35 seconds. All right, tell me who you were. Tell me who you were, you guys. Good job. Just pop your name in the chat. Yay, very good. Very good. Muy bien. Wild Smith. Woohoo, good job. All right, there was a lot of back and forth up there. Okay, next thing we're going to do is this. I want you guys to be thinking about, I'm going to put a number in the chat. And I want you guys to be, it's a date, right? The date. I want you guys to be thinking, how would we give that? Like we've been practicing the months and the day, right? Like today is September 10th. So we would say el 10 de septiembre, right? But what about the year? Ooh, this is those big numbers. How would we do that? So give it a try. Think about it. Maybe type it into our chat box since that's our scrap paper. How would we say, you know, what year is it? 2025. How do we do that in Spanish? How do we give a year? Be thinking. And then just pop your ideas in the chat. How would we do that? That would be so easy, huh, Kimura? If only. Anybody else want to give it a try? How do we do the year in Spanish? All right. Well, let's think about it. If we saw 2025 as a number, right? And not a date, how would we say that as a number? How would we say that? Good, Carlin. You know what I'm trying to say, you guys? Like we say it's a date because, I mean, we say 2025 because it's a date, right? But if it was a number, like in a math problem, how would we give, what is the number? Do we know? Okay. See, this is why I ask these random questions, right? Because these are things that we don't think about usually. And so what do we do with them? Okay. Right? What do we do with them? Well, let's see if we can figure it out. Yeah. Yep, you're close. Okay. Close. Okay, so let me show you real quick. I'm going to share my screen. And there, I know they're random questions, but they're things we kind of need to know as well, right? Okay. So let me make this huge so y'all can see. All right. So if it's 2025, that's how we say it as a year, right? 2025. But if it was a number, you guys, wouldn't it be 2025? Yes or no? Like in a math problem? Yeah, everybody with me? So how do we say in Spanish 2000 or 1,000? Do you remember the word for 1,000? Okay, so yes, two is dos, right? What was our word for 1,000? Because we got to say 2,000. Think about the metric system, like when you're measuring something. Is it centimeters? Is it millimeters? What is it? Mil. Okay, very good. Dos mil. So that's 2,000. And then who remembers 25? Anybody remember the number 25? 25. Very good. 25. Very good. Kevin, very good. Kimura, right? So this is how we give the date in Spanish. 2025. Okay. So they treat it, you guys, as they would a number. Does that make sense? Right? And then remember, you guys, in Spanish, if it was a number, they don't use a comma, but they use a period. Okay. Just FYI. So we're talking about dates. they treat it just as though it's a number 2025. So in January, it wouldn't be 2025, it would be 2020, what? Seis, right? For 2026. Okay? Everybody with me? See? All right. Muy bien. Okay. Next thing we're doing is I need everybody to join me in Canvas, por favor. Okay, join me in Canvas, por favor. I think you got booted out, huh, Oriana? Is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, so scroll down to the bottom, right? We're in our preliminary unit. Objetivo número 7, which is spelled incorrectly, días y fechas. So in our section, right, section 7, we have a Quizlet with some flashcards that would help us. We have our vocab slides that would help us, right? And then on Monday, I assigned this Práctica 14. Most of you were able to finish that in the time that we had. But it's due tomorrow. Okay. And then I just posted these two assignments from our textbook from VHL. Okay, so I would like to give everybody time to catch up. If you were absent and you didn't complete the guided notes, now is a good time. There's your slides. If you weren't here on Monday, here's our Práctica 14. And then if you finish that, you have these two in the textbook. If you've been gone, well, there's everything you need to do, right? For objective 7. Okay, clase. So check those out in the time that we have left. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you with those. If you have not completed Práctica 14, I would start there since it's due tomorrow. And I think almost everybody has turned in the guided notes. But if you haven't, if you were absent, those are due tomorrow as well. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, which is jueves, right? Mañana es jueves, it's Thursday. I'm hoping that we can begin our very last section here in our preliminary unit. Okay, so I really would like to finish up all this day and dates things today, if possible. All right, I'm looking in Go Guardian and I should see everybody working on something. Remember, in your resource library, you have access to big numbers. In the module, you have access to the slides. Leigh, I think did your computer shut down on you earlier, or your Zoom shut down on you earlier? Did you finish the VHL stuff? Dallas, did you finish the 3 that were in there from today, or 2 from today and 1 from Monday? You talking about your VHL is still not working? We're supposed to come visit me. Was it you, I think? Okay, but these are not all recordings, right? So can you go to VHL right now, or can you go to your module in Canvas right now? I'm sorry. That's time, you guys. For today. So make sure you get those done. Dallas, just hang out with me here for just a second, please. Hey guys, nos vemos mañana. Dallas, stick around. Nos vemos mañana. Okay. All right, Dallas, what I'd like you to do is go to modules. Click on modules a minute. Is that where you were? I'm sorry, I was talking to everybody else. Can you go to modules? Okay, scroll down to where we are. Okay, so those last 2 down there that have the little fireworks thing. Yeah. Did you complete the one on the short dates already, Dallas? If not, yes. Okay, so click on the one below that has the little firework. Okay, so see, they take you straight to your activity that you need to do. Do you see that, Dallas? Right? So any of those that have the little firework, okay, that's what needs to be done from your textbook. Okay, make sense? Okay. All right. Any other questions, you guys? All right, enjoy your lunch. Don't be late for your next class.